The Cretan lyra is a Greek pear-shaped, three-stringed bowed musical instrument, central to the traditional music of Crete and other islands in the Dodecanese and the Aegean Archipelago in Greece. The Cretan lyra is considered as the most popular surviving form of the medieval Byzantine lyra, an ancestor of most European bowed instruments. Origins. The Cretan lyra is closely related to the bowed Byzantine lyra, the ancestor of many European bowed instruments and equivalent to the rebab found in Islamic empires of that time. The 9th-century Persian geographer Ibn Khaldun, in his lexicographical discussion of instruments, cited the lyra as a typical instrument of the Byzantines along with the urn, shilyani and the salonge. The Byzantine lyra spread westward through Europe with uncertain evolution. A notable example is the Italian lyra da braccio, a 15th-century bowed instrument and possibly the predecessor of the modern violin. Bowed instruments similar to the Cretan lyra and direct descendants of the Byzantine lyra have continued to be played in many post-Byzantine regions, until the present day with small changes. For example, the gadulka in Bulgaria, the bowed Calabrian lyra in Italy and the classical kemosh in Istanbul, Turkey. With regard to the period of introduction of the bowed instrument in the island, there are four schools of thought. The Byzantine lyra was introduced after 961 AD, when the island was reconquered from Arabs by the Byzantine Empire under the command of Nicephorus Phocas. At the time, noble families from Constantinople were sent to settle on Crete to inject new life and replenish the Greek population, who introduced many Byzantine traditions from Constantinople. The lyra was introduced from the islands of the Dodecanese, and entered the island through the eastern town of Siscia, which is the neighbor of Kassos and Carpathos. This must have happened by the 12th century. The lyra was gradually introduced into the island's traditions as a popular element of the Byzantine music and tradition. In a similar manner, the lyra was introduced in other regions by the local tradition. The Cretan lyra has been spontaneous, developed in the island of Crete sometime before the year 961 AD and after the Byzantine invasion of Nicephorus Phocas. It's been adopted by the Byzantine panspermia among other treasures from Crete to Istanbul, and from there spread east and west. Over the centuries, and especially during the island's Venetian era, the violin exerted its influence on the music of Crete both under the organological and musical aspect, bringing about profound changes in the instrument's repertory, tuning, organology, musical language and performance practice. Types. There are three major types of Cretan lyras. The lyraki, a small model of lyra, almost identical to the Byzantine lyra, devoted only to the performance of dances. The lyra, which gives a very strong sound, ideal for accompaniment songs. The common lyra, popular in the island today, designed after the combination of lyraki with the violin. The influence of the violin caused the transformation of many features of the old form of Cretan lyra into the contemporary lyra, including its tuning, performance practice, and repertory. In 1920, the viola lyra was developed in an effort of local instrument manufacturers to give the sound and the technical possibilities of the violin to the old Byzantine lyraki. 20 years later, a new combination of lyraki and violin gave birth to the common lyra. Other types include the four-stringed lyra. In 1990, Ross Daly designed a new type of Cretan lyra which incorporates elements of lyraki, the Byzantine lyra and the Indian sarangi. The result was a lyra with three playing strings of 29 centimeters in length, and 18 sympathetic strings which resonate on Indian-styled jawari bridges. Construction. Lyra has a body with a pear-shaped soundboard, or one which is essentially oval in shape, with two small semicircular sound holes. The body and neck are carved out of one piece of aged wood. Traditionally, the body's wood was sourced from trees growing in Crete such as walnut, mulberry, and asphodemos, the local plane tree. Today it is mostly imported. The soundboard is also carved with a shallower arch and is usually made of straight-grained softwood, traditionally made of the aged wooden beams of buildings and, ideally, the 300-year-old wooden beams from Venetian ruins. In the past, the strings were made of animal bowels and the bow of horsetail hair. In the past, the bow's arc usually had a series of spherical bells, Jericho caudna, to provide rhythmic accompaniment to the melody when the bow was moving. Today, most lyras are played with violin bows. A method for the vibration analysis and characterization of the Cretan lyre top plates was reported recently. Tuning. The old model of the Cretan lyra is tuned 5-1-4. The performer plays the melody on the first and third string, using the second string as a drone, similarly to the Byzantine lyras from California. 1190 AD, found in the excavations of Novgorod. The contemporary lyra replaces the drone strings with 3 strings in succession. The contemporary lyra, modeled after Stagaca's design, is tuned in fifths. Unlike the violin, it uses no drone string, and all strings may be fingered and used as melody strings. In use, the Cretan lyra is still widely used in Crete, in some islands of the Dodecanese and the Aegean Archipelago, as well as in parts of northern Greece. Artists. Noted Cretan lyra performers include Andreas Rodinos, Thanasis Skordalos, Kostas Mountakis, Chariklas Nikos Siluris, Leonidas Klados, Ross Daly, Kelly Thoma, Zacharias Spyridakis, Paros Perisinakis, Demetris Vakakis, Stelios Petrakis, Vasilis Skoulas, and Sarantonis. Today in Rhodes, Janis Kladakis is known for reviving this type of lyra in the island. Georgia Degaki is known for playing the instrument at the current shows of rock singer Eric Burden. Gallery.